Hey, welcome back to the shade tree and welcome back to this old 55 Willys Wagon build. It is August, and as you can see, we are not even close to being done. I know I said I wanted to have it done by August, but this stuff takes time, guys. I mean, a lot of time. Anyway, let's go around. It's a free-for-all, man. I'm just going to start doing stuff. Anything that comes into my head, I'm going to start doing it so we can start checking this stuff off the list. Mainly, I want to get the inside painted. Finish up that tailgate. We got a hump we got to cut out of the middle of this bed so we can lay our flat material down. We got an exhaust we got to finish. I mean, just the list goes on and on and on. We got to get the wiring harness in this thing. This is the very first week of August, so we got about 2 or 3 weeks tops to see if we can't finish this thing. And mind you, this is just a goal, okay? If I don't get it done in August, you know, I'm going to try to get it done in August. But well, let's do a lot less talking and a lot more working, man. Alright, so yesterday we got a lot of work done. We got the hump cut out of the middle of this thing and a piece of metal welded in. We got the rest of the kill mat down, as you can see. Started painting some of the inside portions. Started getting the inside of the doors ready to paint. Door jambs, whatnot. Started filling this thing with coolant, but we had a leak onto this funky little water neck that I found. The small block Chevy one was angled over here to the left. We couldn't make that work, obviously, with what we got going on, so I found the straight one, but as it turns out, it doesn't really like to seal very well, especially with a thermostat in it, so I had to take it apart. We got some RT and V in there. Hopefully that will seal it up. Got the upper tailgate body worked and sprayed. A lot of behind the scenes stuff going on because like I said, we're running out of time, so I'm just kind of like setting the camera up and just going. So in between doing all this body work, we're going to be making the side panels and door panels and fitting our flat sheet in here. The diamond plate was way too expensive for a 4x8 sheet of that, so that's out. I found a product, it's a PVC product. It takes paint well and it's easy to cut. I'm hoping it'll work for this application. We're going to find out. So we're also going to be fitting that in here, cutting it to where it needs to be cut. I'm shooting for getting the entire top of this Jeep down to the body line where she's going to be green, painted white by the end of this video. That means a whole lot of sanding, and I want to reiterate that we are not going for perfection here, okay? We're going to sand this out the best that I can, and we're going to put a $400 paint job on this thing. So my goal initially was just to cut all the rust out, replace it with metal, which we have. I am not a body guy, so it's not going to be perfect. But she's going to look a whole lot better when she rolls out of this garage than when she rolled into it. I guarantee that. Let's get to it, man. Well, I'm here to tell you that you just can't appreciate how much sheet metal is on this old truck until you start sanding. Man, I'll tell you what. There's a lot of tin on this thing. But the reason I'm cutting in is because I totally forgot. It's a big mistake too. We need to get that battery box in. Forgot all about it. So my idea for this thing is to put it right here next to the wheel well. I know it's a little late in the game, but I think we're going to cut this out and drop this box down inside. Totally forgot about it. So I started thinking about firing this engine up, like going through the checklist, and I'm like, battery? Battery. So we have a little bit more work to do than I anticipated, but it's got to get done, so there's no use crying about it. Let's just get it done. For a guy who hates sanding, I certainly picked the wrong vehicle, huh? Okay. Alright, we are out here on day number 3 of this video. And what you are witnessing is 2.5 straight days of body work just on the upper half of this thing to try to get it shot. It's not perfect. It ain't gonna be perfect. There are still a few spots that should get touched up, like this one here, probably will. There's a lot of pitting in here. We'll probably fill that. Most of it's pretty straight. We got a few whoop-de-doos here and there, but the top is ready to shoot all the way down to this line here where we're gonna tape it off and do the green on the bottom, so the entire top of this thing will be white. Pulled the wiper posts out, fill that in. I do have aftermarket wipers that we're going to install later on. I'm not really concerned with it right now. along with the heater core and all that crap we can always do later on. I just want to get this thing running and driving. This side is much better than the other side, I will say, as far as dings and dents and little imperfections. I'm not really worried about it. Like I said before, I'm not a body man. I'm not trying to make this thing perfect. I'm just trying to make it like a Sunday cruiser or a 20-footer at the car shows. So I'm going to continue on with this body work. Probably another couple hours involved in fixing some of the small stuff with body putty. We're going to go ahead and wet sand the entire top of this thing, tape it off, and shoot it with the white. So hopefully I can get it done by the end of the day today. We shall see. There she is, man, for better or worse. Not too bad considering the bucket of Swiss cheese we started with. This side is probably the better side, I would say. This here you can really see where I should have done more body work here. But, I mean, overall, there's a spot right there too. I should have got a little more work done to it. But this whole rear quarter part was all smashed in. We got that worked out. Don't look too bad. Little wing ding in the tailgate that I didn't get out. Oh well. But all in all, for a rattle can job, it's not too bad. I don't see any runs either. That's a good thing. Not yet anyway. So I guess we'll call that another little win maybe. I don't know. I'll let you know tomorrow morning. But that's going to wrap up today's little adventure. We'll be back at it again tomorrow, man. Alright, so yesterday we got the top half of this thing painted. Didn't turn out too badly. There are some areas that I should have given a lot more love to, but I didn't. So it's okay. It's going to be fine. The only thing that didn't get painted is the inside of the tailgate. I started sanding on it today. It's pretty rough. It's got a lot of, well, you can tell this thing has been used on the farm to, do farm things. Probably hauling wood, hauling wire, repairing fencing, hay, or whatever horse people do. I don't know. Before she was put out to pasture, she probably did a lot of work around that pasture, so it really shows in the tailgate. The rest of the Jeep was pretty rough, but this tailgate has taken a beating. So I'm going to just tell you right now that this thing's going to get shot the way it is. It's got a lot of dents in it. I mean a lot of dents in it. I'm not going to pop every one of them little dents out. We'll just call them character marks. Today we're going to go see if we can't fabricate a shade tree door panel. See how it turns out. If I like it, then we'll do the rest of the panels on the inside. If I don't, we're probably going to do them anyway because I have no other choices. So let's get to doing that. Got the inside of the door shot, door jambs, both sides. I went ahead and made some templates. We're going to start making body panels. I'm kind of thinking that we're just going to taper our own new holes in there. I'm thinking it'll probably be the best way to handle it. Alright, so this is the product I bought to make our panels with. It's like a corrugated poster board. I believe it's called Plascolite or something like that. It's flexible, but it's solid, so it's a little bit better than cardboard. And this is what we're going to make our panels out of. The patterns that I made, this one, actually, all of them actually, if you just flip it over, you know, this one's like the driver's door, but if you flip this paper over, it fits perfectly on the passenger side, the mirror image, so it makes it a lot easier to do, put it that way. This stuff cuts real easy with a razor knife. Well, before we go too much farther, we probably should see if it's going to fit. Fits pretty good. But we're going to have material on this, so we're going to probably have to trim it down a little bit to give it like a quarter of an inch all the way around so we can wrap our material. But I think that'll work. It's only too bad. We'll just get our own self tappers in here around the outside to hold it in. Let's see if we can't maybe put one of them seats together. That ought to be fun. Alright, so this is one of the seat frames that I was able to paint when we painted our dash. Cleaned up the tins. I just got a little bit of rust reformer on them. They're going to get covered anyway, doesn't matter. This is 6-inch high density foam that I bought. Hopefully it's going to be strong enough. Just for your information, this is 6-inch by I think it's 6 foot high density foam. I think I paid like $80 for it or something like that. So I'm going to say 2 foot, 30 inch, something like that. It is very dense, so I'm hoping that's going to work as a seat cushion without springs in it. I won't really know until we put it together and sit down on it, I guess. I don't know. So the idea here was to cut this piece of Luan, affix it to the bottom, put our foam on top of here, put our fake pleather on, and staple it to the bottom of this. So in true fashion, there's an issue already. I had to go back and look and see how I took these things apart. This thing I had upside down, it actually goes this way. It gets bolted to this frame here, and then the spring's actually hooked into here. We don't have the springs anymore, so our luan would have to get cut so that it fits down inside there, and we just have to figure out how to fasten the luan to the metal. Okay, I think I got it figured out. Got our luan cut in there, and these existing holes right here we're going to drill out, and I'm going to put carriage bolts in so you won't really feel anything if you sat on that. And we'll put some big washers on the back and just bolt it to this. And this will bolt to the frame. We'll put our carriage bolts in, put our foam on, and then wrap it with our full pleather, leather, whatever you want to call it. And then we can just put this right down with the bolts in it, in the holes, bolt it on, boom. I think the best thing to do, because the pleather is white, I think we're going to clean this all up, paint this, at least the side of this white, so it matches. Let's put one together and see how we do. Well, I had nothing else to cut this foam with, so I got my wife's bread knife, but don't say anything to her. Works pretty good, actually. This is what we come up with. We got our carriage bolts in there. We're just going to put our high density foam on here. And we're just going to wrap this with the faux pleather. I don't know how it's going to work. I don't sew anything, so I'm sure it's going to have like pleats in it. But I'm not really sure what else I can do about that. I don't know anybody that sews, so this is what we got. We're going to give it a try. This is probably a good time to tell you all that I have no idea what I'm doing. This is the first time I've ever tried to make a seat cushion. I'm sure it's going to be an epic failure, but we're going to give it a try anyway. Should I be trying to wrap this thing like a present? I have no idea. Well, I can honestly say that it looks like crap. I guess I'm just going to have to learn how to sew. Oh, we ain't going to run with that. We have to figure something out. I'm not really sure. We're going to scrap this little project for right now. Well, guys, you're just never going to know until you try. I believe the door panels are going to work just fine. The seats, not so much. So, but you're never going to know until you try it. I finally got the filler neck hose in so we can put our gas tank together finally and get that secured in there and run our gas line. I would also like to try to get this wiring harness at least started before we throw our panels in, get the wires run where they need to be. There's just a whole lot to do, man. I got the gas tank out again, hooked up the ground, hooked a small piece of the sender on there so we can just splice into it with our wiring harness. Got our rubber straps on, got our hose hooked up, so the only thing left to do is to put her in there. I'll cut our filler neck to fit the hose. Hopefully it'll work that way. Two things have to happen here. We have to, I've got this 2-inch 45 that sleeves right in to our hose. We have to cut it off here and sleeve this part of the filler neck onto it and weld it. You have to make a collar for this so it, when you put it down in there, it'll stop on that hole. Make a collar for this thing. We sleeve it in. It should work. Don't know why it wouldn't. So see what we can do with it. We got our gas tank in and secure. Filler neck is in. Had some metal left over from the S10. Had to make a little collar to go on here. Keep that in place. I'll probably hammer the edges in around here so that it fits flatter. Throw a couple tappers in here, and then we'll have to do something, some kind of a sealant around here, I'm assuming. And we'll just get our cap on there and boom. So once that's all tapered in and everything, it won't move. I'm calling it good. Now we got to put our electric fuel pump in back here. And then just continue the line up to the engine, and we call that another check mark off the list. I'm going to make sure we get a good ground, so I just sanded away a little bit of the crap off the frame, and we're going to mount our fuel pump right here. Well, besides the fact that I ran out of clamps, we do have us a fuel system. Ain't the prettiest thing I ever seen, but it will work. Well guys, that'll do it for this go around. We got a lot accomplished, I think. We managed to get most of the inside squared away. Got our kill mat put down. We got the top half of the body sprayed. It's not horrible. It's not professional, but it's not horrible. I got a piece of flat metal on the back tailgate here I've been working on. Got that mudded up. We got our gas tank in, our fuel system hooked up, with the exception of a few clamps. But as always, I appreciate you guys tuning in. Know anybody that might be interested in the old 55 Willys, share the video with them. And until next time, man, take it easy.